Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We'll be continuing on. We finally have some drivers, which is good. We haven't found the truck that I've modified into the game yet. It's not at Renault and it's not at Mercedes. So, we'll keep looking. If I have a tough time over the next few days, like I said, my 10th anniversary with my wife was coming up the 6th of this month. You know, it comes a little rapid fire, but not quite. You know, she passed in June, and then our anniversary's in August, so 2 months. And then her birthday is the end of October, which is 2 more months. And that's just a lot to deal with. It may not seem like it, may seem like a lot of time, but it's really not. So, anyways, we need to go on. I believe I already picked out the cargo we were going to take, but I don't know if I actually selected it. The hell, did it change? Oh, it must have changed in the load. Oh no, it didn't. Alright, so we're just gonna take the 20 tons for 18,000. Yeah, okay. I thought it was something different, but it's not. He's not. Alright. So let's do this. By the way, my advice to all you guys out there, don't ever, and I mean don't ever, take a very strong and fast acting laxative. Dude, what did you do? He's confused. I'll go around him on the inside. Maybe he'll unconfuse himself. There he goes. Oh, no, wait. He's not confused. I'm confused. Oh, I forgot where I was. I'm in Britain. Which means my steering wheel must be towards the sidewalk rather than away. Yep. Take job. Alright, let's go. It's only 20 tons. It shouldn't be too bad for... I believe I have 415 horsepower. Thereabouts. Let's not fuck up the turn. We started to. But I managed to pull it in. Dude, go. Go! Look, he went without hesitation. What's your problem? Alright, so some interesting news. As some of you may remember, but most likely not, I believe I have talked about it before. I haven't had my driver's license in years because I've had a buildup of fines against me, and I just was never able to pay them. Well, thanks to help with my father, I was able to pay them off. And all I need is a letter of clearance from the courts, which I'm waiting for, and I'm going to call tomorrow because it hasn't shown up yet. Clearing my name, saying I can get my license back. Easy, dude. Thank you. Now, that would be great and all, except because my license has been expired for more than a year, it means I have to start all over. What do I mean by saying I have to start all over? I have to start all over. I have to take the written test, get a learner's permit, and then pass a driving test. Now, in some ways, this may seem really simple. And I feel like the written test will be easy enough. I feel like getting the learner's permit won't be a problem. Getting my license, taking a driver's test, and passing a driver's test could be a different story. Here's why. Despite not having a license, I have been driving all of these years, plus all of the years prior. I drive like an everyday person on the road, okay? Which means I don't follow all of the rules. So, yeah. If I accidentally slip into habit when I do go to take my driver's test, whenever that may be, that could be an issue. So that is something I'm a bit concerned about, if I'm to be honest with you. But that on the side, that's something that'll be dealt with slowly over time. What needs to be talked about now, something I've been thinking about earlier, is, you know, a lot of people talk about video games that are made into movies, and there's one coming up very soon. I don't think it's out yet, and that's Agent 47, which is from the Hitman series. And the trailers look really good. Yeah? Are you actually... Yeah, you're actually going slower. You're not doing much better. Oh yeah, this traffic, man. I'm gonna cut inside and roll with this car. I was saying the trailer for Agent 47 looks really good, and all of the stuff we've seen so far for it. How many... Jesus, how many freaking cameras are there on this road? That was like the 5th fucking set. Oh, now it's end. Thanks. See, this is why you want F3 up. So you can see those news come across, but whatever. I'll go back to the middle lane where I have room on both sides. Yeah, but it's saying, you know, if we've learned anything, trailers can be made to look good, doesn't mean the movie will be. Hello, Super Mario. But that's really not what concerns me or bothers me in any way, shape, or form. I may even go see Agent 47 because I love the Hitman series and the trailers do look okay. But that got me thinking about, oh, no wonder my dashboard's, I'm like, how fast am I going? My dashboard's not to speed. I prefer the digital readout versus the analog, so I get a more precise reading. But as I was saying, it got me to thinking. And what it got me to thinking about is, books that are adapted into movies, and how, again, really recently, they've become fairly decent, fairly good. Because it used to be, much like video games, that movies that were adaptations of books could be really bad. The only time an adaptation of a movie or an adaptation of a book to a movie was really good is if it was like straight, made for TV special. Because then then they could stretch it out to however many days they need to. Sometimes you'd have week-long dramas, but those kind of pertain more to real-life events than anything else. But still. So, why is it that movies now that are adaptations of books are more commonly good than movies previous? I kind of did that a little wrong, because I also want to touch on the fact that there are some movies, movies that were adapted from books a while back that were really good, like the Maltese Falcon and whatnot. And why were those? Well, I'm getting myself confused. I really am. I'm a little tired right now. So let me just stick to what I was talking about. Why are movies adapted from books good now as opposed to earlier when they weren't? Even though there were exceptions to the rule, and they were actually good at one point and then kind of fell off, and they've come back. I think there's a couple reasons. Number one, movies are not afraid to run longer now. The average movie ran 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And they did that for the longest time. It wasn't very common to find a movie that ran much longer than that. Thank you for turning into an offering. So, things have changed now where movies will run 2.5, even 3 hours long, giving them more time to tell the story. Movies are also not afraid to be episodic. I believe that's the right term. In other words, they're not going to try and cram everything into one movie. They'll do one movie and then they'll try and do another. And there are two versions of this. There's the version that was like Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings, where each book was its own movie. And then there's the newest way of doing it, and I say it's the newest way, it may have been done before, and that's the way The Hobbit's done it. And I told you I was a little tired. The way The Hobbit has done things. Oh, shut up. I don't even really know the speed limit. I never did the conversions, so. But the way The Hobbit did things is it's broken one book into 3 parts. Now, I will not deny that that was a cash cow move. But I really think The Hobbit benefited from that move. Pardon me. And the real simple reason behind that is no movie within 3 hours can tell everything that's in even a fairly small book. Give you a point, or give you a example. When I was younger, I picked up the book The Black Cauldron. I did not know that this was a 5-book series. I only knew it roughly from the Disney cartoon. And when I started reading it, I did not realize what was going to happen. I became enthralled with the book. I didn't so much care for the cartoon. The book was good. The book was geared more towards adults. And on top of that, there was just so much more detail in the book. And I got to read the whole story and everything about it, rather than the rushed version of the movie. It took me 12 hours to read the whole book, and I know because I read the book from cover to cover. I started at 4 in the afternoon, read all the way to 4 in the morning. No joke. 12 hours straight, read the whole book. Now imagine, you got to take 12 hours of reading, 12 hours of plots and twists and character development and growth and action and everything, and condense it into a 2-hour or less movie. That's really tough. Take the first Hobbit book. Or not book. The first Hobbit movie, the animated one. Yeah? The animated Hobbit with Bilbo and the dwarves and Gandalf. And that was my first experience, in all due honesty, with Tolkien's work. And I love the Hobbit cartoon. I did not know the Hobbit was a book and that there was more to it. So it came as a surprise to me when I read the book how many things were in the book that were not in the movie. By breaking The Hobbit up across 3 movies, it allowed them to tell pretty much the entire book. Yes, they took creative liberties with it as well. There's not a licensed movie that doesn't do that somehow, somewhere. But they were able to tell the entire book. The encounter with the man in the jungle. What was his name? I don't know, was that Thom Merrilin? I don't remember, but you know, I can't remember his name, and it's really pathetic. The really big guy that can turn into a bear, or that turns into a bear, you know, the werebear, basically. He was not in the animated cartoon, or the animated movie, animated cartoon. That's a little redundant. He's not in the animated movie. I knew nothing about him till I read the book, but he's in the Hobbit live-action movie of today, because they have not 3 hours to tell a story over an entire book, but they have 9 hours to tell the story of a book, or up to. I don't know how long each movie is. I never bothered to time them, never bothered to look. But they could go up to 9 hours for each movie. I mean, for the entire series, for the book. And I think that's really fabulous because it allows the whole story to be told. And I wouldn't mind seeing more books that get turned into movies done like this, where the book gets broken up. It doesn't have to be like 3, it can be 2 even. Or if it has to, fuck, 4. I don't care. But anyway you slice it, I wouldn't mind seeing the movie broken up enough so that each basically episode of the movie combined with its other ones give enough time to tell the whole story so that big chunks of it don't have to be cut and left out. So you can get the whole story in the movie. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King somehow managed to tell the entire book in a very short amount of time, and I'm not quite sure how it did that. I think part of it comes from well, CGI. Being able to CGI things that you need. I think that has made a difference in telling a story that's adapted from a book and turning it into a movie. The CGI has come along enough that you can do that and people accept it. Harry Potter, again, each book, and the Harry Potter books are not small. Each book is its own movie. A lot of stuff was left out. But then again, you can also do it the bad way, like Saphira. I actually like the Saphira book. And I believe I read the second one, Sapphire. But the first movie was just done really, really poorly. That's all there is to it. I'm having trouble keeping focus, and I apologize for that. That's why I'm like stuttering and stopping more than usual and having more of trouble and maybe meandering a bit more and a little maybe harder to follow. I really am tired. I really am having a hard time just trying to keep focus right now. The thing is, it's not that late. It's just I didn't go to bed till really, really late last night. For the first time in a while, I went to bed at 3 in the morning, and I still got up at a little bit before 9. So I haven't had nearly as much sleep as I usually do. Otherwise, I'd actually be okay right now. I'd only be a little tired. You know, I don't understand why some people pan certain movies so badly. Like, well, Michael Bay is a perfect example. His movies make a lot of money still. regardless of what people say about them. And yet people pan them constantly. They pan the people who are in the movie. You know? This is terrible. You suck. This person sucks. Megan Fox, her acting in Transformers. She was just there for eye candy. Da 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 da. And yet, the movies still make a ton of money. Let me be honest and straight with you. Age of Extinction with the Dinobots. On the one hand, being an old school Transformer lover, I'm talking the original cartoon. Being an old school Transformer lover, I was not happy the way the Dinobots were handled in terms of how they were found. Not that Optimus had to fight them to get control, just the fact that Optimus, the way he fought Grimlock, and the way things went. Yeah, hey, thank you. You know, the fact that the Autobots didn't build the Dinobots, they were already down on Earth, and just all kinds of things that had to do with it. But it still didn't change the fact to me that when yeah, this is right. Steering wheel to the inside. It's freaking out that I got it wrong. But when the Dinobots with Optimus Prime came charging into the city, that I didn't feel a sense of exhilaration. The tide of the battle was about to turn. Here come the Dinobots. And yes, there were a lot of things in that action sequence that didn't make sense. Like, I don't remember the Dinobot's name beyond Grimlock. I know there's Grimlock, and I actually think one of them was Slag. But when the pterodactyl swoops through this area to grab a Dinobot, or it was grab somebody that was falling, and swooped right under the giant magnet and was not affected by it one bit. You know, that was totally wrong. But I was so into the action at the moment, I didn't care until later. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of what Michael Bay does is throwbacks to cheesy 80s action movies. I mean, okay, seriously? Who, in terms of a guy at least, doesn't like, and a lot of women do too, just because of who's in it, but who doesn't like Roadhouse? Patrick Swayze. You seen Tango and Cash with Stallone and I forget the other guy's name, which is really pathetic because he was pretty good. What about Arnold Schwarzenegger movies like Commando, Total Recall, Running Man? We still love those movies. We still loved them. They were bad. The acting was bad. The lines were cheesy. Everything about the movie was cheesy. But we still loved them. Why? Because we enjoyed the mindless action. It wasn't about the acting. It was about the one-liners. It was about the hero kicking tons of ass. It was about our childhood, like we used to play when we would imagine or be or friends together, that we were these indestructible heroes that would go around and beat up hundreds of bad guys endlessly. Whoa. Oh, hey. I thought you were turning. Sorry. My bad. Alright. Sadly, there's more than one destination. So we gotta check our map to where we're going. Scroll out, scroll out, scroll out. And we're going here. Okay. Stop. So that's... yeah, that's that one. Okay. Looks like it's raining. Yep. And hard. Yeah, so we pan Michael Bay for doing today what we used to love. Now, I think one of the reasons we give him such a hard time is because of the nostalgia factor of the movies that he does. Transformers still got a ton of nostalgia and a lot of good animated series that have been on TV, from the original cartoon to Beast Wars and others, you know. And the iconic voice of Optimus Prime. And the Ninja Turtles. A lot of people knocked how the Ninja Turtles looked. You know what? The Ninja Turtles in the first one didn't look all that great to me. They looked closer to the cartoon, okay, but they still looked funny. And they didn't look more like the comic books. A lot of people pan the story and all that in the Ninja Turtles. Why? It wasn't bad, not at all. Not compared to the second and third Turtles in Time, Vanilla Ice. Come on, those movies were terrible. This Ninja Turtle movie really was not that bad. I'm not going to say it was great. It may not even been good, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the action and the excitement of it. A lot of people knocked the Shredder. The reality is that the Shredder was supposed to be the guy that did most of the talking for the Foot Clan. I forget the actor's name. I'm terrible with names and I apologize. But that's who was supposed to. But there was such an uproar that the Shredder needed to be Japanese. That they changed it. They had to rewrite the Shredder as a bigger presence that didn't deal directly with the Foot Clan. So you can't fault him for that. It's just how I am, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But lots of people have to agree because they keep letting Michael Bay make huge budget sequels. They keep putting them in theaters and they keep making money. And then people complain about it. It's like, you've seen the first ones? Yeah, you've seen them? But yeah, you still went and saw this one. Come on already. Anyways, I suppose there's nothing complaining about that. I'm going to stay on the subject of movies. It's a topic that I came up with today. That subject is the Star Wars universe. I was just thinking about this because, again, I read some Star Wars books. Actually, I read quite a few. And one of the Star Wars universe series that I read was Rogue Squadron. Now, again, names terrible, sorry. The commander of what would be the Rogue Squadron, whose, like I said, name I forget, it's a very typical story. He was given permission to pick a bunch of ragtag, misfit, troublemaking people and turn them into the most elite fighting force of an X-Wing squadron in the entirety of the Star Wars universe. They were the top-notch, best squadron in, or X-Wing squadron, or squadron overall, in the Star Wars universe. And you followed various missions as people came and went from the squadron, whether they were killed or left. And the books were really written well, considering it was various authors that had written them. I love the description of the battles, big ships, and all this takes place in a time where the Empire still exists, but it's much smaller and it's in a very defensive posture, and that a lot of the generals, admirals, and captains and whatnot of the Empire have gone rogue, and they've become warlords, trying to amass their own group. Basically, pirates with single ships, or small fleets of ships. So I really loved all the books in the series. I really did. I thought they were all really well done. They were all very engaging. They were all very entertaining. And the best part was, you got to meet a whole lot of new and different people with a lot less emphasis on main characters. Yes, Princess Leia. Yes, Luke Skywalker. Yes, Han Solo, Chewbacca were in the books, but they were in them in a very small capacity. Even in probably what is my favorite series, or my favorite book of the series, is where Han Solo is given command of a small, kind of a ragtag but very powerful fleet of ships. And his job... Oh, hey. And his job is to hunt down and capture or destroy this warlord who is in possession of, if not the last, one of the last Star Destroyers outside, not Star Destroyers, Super Star Destroyers outside of outside of the Empire. And yes, Han Solo was in it. Yes, he talked. Yes, he was in command. But it was in a much smaller and reduced capacity. Most of it was taken up by, you know, the story of Rogue Squadron and their involvement in it. And oh my God, the battles as both fleets tried to outmaneuver each other. Neither wanted to commit, so they kept getting into skirmishes, but not outright battles. Neither one wanted to truly commit to battles because they always wanted to fight. I pulled in poorly, by the way. So this is not going to work out. That's alright. And everything that goes through all the way up into the end, when they finally trick the guy into, into a trap, where they actually use an interdictor cruiser from the Empire to keep him from escaping. And they finally destroy the Super Star Destroyer. It was an awesome book, and you know, considering that Star Wars movies are being made now, damn it, I can't turn fast enough. And they're doing the next 3 movies in the series. I'd love to see them branch out. I really would. I'd love to see them branch out into new territory, into the broader universe, where yes, Luke Skywalker, yes, Han Solo, yes, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, and all them are in the world, but they're not as important. Now, kind of doing that right now. You know, they're going to be there. They're going to be an integral part. Right, so I got to go see what this is here. So, despite this being where I want to repair, I got to take a right and then follow that all the way up. And then I'll just hook back around this way. Come back to the garage. Okay, let's do it. But I'd love to see more of it that focuses, you know, less on Jedi, because that's what the new series is going to focus on. Jedi, Sith. I know it comes down to like Han Solo's kids because of Leia can become Jedi, and one of them is eventually going to be a Sith, and all these different things, because I've read it all in the book. And hey, fabulous and all? Really? Please tell me. Okay, yeah, we're going. Okay, that's like fabulous and all, but really, I'd like to see, like I said, I'd like to see other people that aren't Jedi, the people that make contributions that aren't, you know, maybe strong in the Force. People like Rogue Squadron. We got another recruitment agency or dealership? No, it's a recruitment agency. Damn it. It's not a dealership. Well, having another recruitment agency isn't terrible. So, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, really. I've been kind of meandering all over the place because, like I said, I'm just tired. Can't focus very well. So my thoughts are a little scattered. Oof, that was close. Just about done. We just got to get to this garage. We're all good. Fortunately, we got traffic in front of us, which is not helping. I wonder how much longer before American Truck Simulator comes out. In development for quite a while and has gone well beyond what they said they originally wanted to release. Let's service it. We have 35,000 euros. Let's see what the upgrades are, because there will be upgrades. New lower grill guard. New motor for the old Actros. Ooh, we got a new motor for our Actros. Alright. We're spending money. We are spending money. Oops, wrong button. We're spending money. Upgrade. Motor. From 421 to 449. I wanted to check the lower bar. Yay, we can put lights on it. Just what I want to do. Really? I can't see. I don't even see the blue neon. The hell? Oh, really? I can do that? Well, that's not terrible in the front. You know? It's really not terrible in the front. That's not what I want. I know it says red neon, but I can't see it. It's not modded into the game, so this has to be the actual option. It's just I can't see it. It says it's there. What about this light? Have these options changed? No. Lollipop vertical. It just doesn't look right. That would be more for the back of the truck, not the front. What doors. Yeah, I like painted. Fortunately, not new windows. New step. Don't know why that's saying it's new. Elite Rider. Yeah. Custom American. Okay, Custom American. Oh, there it is. Custom American. There we go. Sure, why not? I know I could have done that before, but nothing else is flashing new, so that's going to be it, I think. And we're only paying $7,000 for everything, including the motor. So that works for me. Now, after doing that, always turn on your auxiliaries again. I'm backed up a little too far. That's alright. Amazing thing is I don't even need fuel yet. I'm still only a 3/4 tank. Get some rest. Let's see what we're towing tomorrow. Yay, nighttime. Oh, yeah, I gotta check on my drivers. Job market. Rate market. From here. Damn it. Nothing interesting. Look at all this crap. Standard profile trailers. Or Proline, whatever the frick. So we might as well just take this one. Despite the fact it goes across 2 ferries. Nah. We'll go with the IKEA trailer. Alright. No. Driver manager is what I meant. Samuel L. Manuel J. I didn't realize I did that. Alright. You've got to your point in long distance. So now I want you to focus on fragile. And once he gets a point in there, I'm going to have him focus strictly on long distance. Then on fuel economy, just the way I'm training. Then his ADR, and then we'll do the rest. Manual. You have your fragile, so you can just go straight to long distance. We don't need you to focus on fuel economy. So now you can start maxing out your long distance. Not bad at all. Alright, folks. I apologize for my scattered thoughts. You know, I'd actually been talking to myself about this earlier, and I was working through how I was going to talk about it. But I had just honestly gotten so tired that my thoughts, like I said, they scattered and everything. And I am going through a bit of a hard time with the upcoming anniversary for me and my wife. So there is that. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode as much as I've been enjoying bringing it to you. I got to admit, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be playing Euro Truck again. Despite the fact I said I'd never play it again, it actually feels good to be playing it again. So I'm glad I decided to try and come back. And I hope that you are too. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugga, and I'm going to be signing out. I'll see you then.